Dear students, this is Mr. Emil. Today we are going to speak about one of the most interesting poems. It is The Rainbow. Who was William Wordsworth? William Wordsworth was born on April 17, 1770, just outside the Lake District in the quaint market town of Cockermouth, Cumbria. His popularity as a poet draws thousands of tourists to this northwestern England city every year. Today, Wordsworth's childhood home is a popular tourist attraction. The fine Georgian home has been restored and refurnished to its original 18th century beauty. The beautiful landscape of the Lake District inspired the young Wordsworth. Nature is a common theme that can be found in many of his poems. Let's read the poem. The Rainbow. My heart leaps up when I behold a rainbow in the sky. So was it when my life began. So is it now I am a man. So be it when I shall grow old, or let me die. That child is father of the man. I could wish my days to be bound each to each by natural piety. William Wordsworth. William was the second of 5 children. After his mother's death in 1778, he was sent to Hawkshead Grammar School. This is where his love for poetry was first established. 5 years later, his father died. In 1790, Wordsworth quit school at St. John's in Cambridge to partake in a walking tour of Europe. This experience heightened Wordsworth's interest in the life, troubles, and speech of the common man, which is another common theme in his works. In 1794, Wordsworth was reunited with his sister Dorothy. Shortly after, he met another poet, Samuel Taylor Coleridge, and they became close friends. Wordsworth and Coleridge saw the poetry of the neoclassical period as stale and unrelatable to the public. The two poets initiated the Romantic era with their collaborative creation, Lyrical Ballads, which contained old themes and new subjects. Old forms brought back to poetry: the nursery rhyme, biblical, scriptural, the popular ballad. New objects for poetry: children and women, common folks and peasants, psychological aberrations, and altered mental states, idiocy and madness, the nature and purpose of poetry itself, the Gothic. In 1802, Wordsworth married Mary Hutchinson in the Brompton Church. She was the inspiration for his poem. She was a phantom of delight. Let's see some lines of this poem describing his wife. She was a phantom of delight when first she gleamed upon my sight, a lovely apparition sent to be a moment's ornament. Her eyes as stars of twilight fair, like twilights too her dusky hair. Shortly after, Wordsworth and his family settled at Royal Mount, where he continued to write poetry for the remainder of his life. In 1843, he became England's poet laureate. He died on April 23rd, 1850, and is buried at St. Oswald's Church in Grasmere. It was Wordsworth's emotional power, rather than his range of intellect, that made him famous and influential. He defined poetry as the spontaneous overflow of powerful feelings arising from emotion recollected in tranquility. To him, poetry was an overflowing of emotion onto paper by the refusal to conform to the rules of society. This belief, along with his inspirations, allowed his talent and emotions to run free. Thanks until we meet again. I wish you the best of luck, Mr. Emil.